It means that the public is no longer in control of the military. It means
But it's
that
not.
a private citizen is funding the military. That is called privatization. That means the United States military is now privatized. This is for educational and entertainment purposes only. The disclaimer is down in the description box. Hello, and welcome to the Think Tank, where we use critical thinking, deductive reasoning, just a pinch of common sense to draw unbiased logical conclusions. Today, we're here to talk about the fact that ICE appears to be getting away with close, very, very, very close to murder. They're claiming that they should be able to. We're going to talk about that now. They're shooting people. They're tear gassing children. We're going to get into all of this. First, I'm going to let my co-host Dion introduce herself. Dion.
Thank you so much. I'm District Leader Dion Powell of the 78th AD here in the Bronx, New York. I'm a consultant strategist and community organizer and leader here. To give you my opinion from the center right. I'm not a Republican. I'm a registered member of the New York State Conservative Party, the third political party of our first state. Back to you, Skip.
Well, let's get into this. Dion, ICE agents are now tear gassing children.
Now, after all this time?
They're running up in schools. They're arresting innocent civilians.
Okay.
Meanwhile, these are things that's all over the news. This is all over. Fox is reporting on this. So this is not something this is not conjecture. These are things that are happening. And Fox is loving it. They're cheering for it. They're cheering for for schools being raided. I am at a complete loss as to what the hell is going on in this country. But as a regular MAGA person that's not in the mainstream media, how do you feel about schools being raided and children being tear gassed?
Sounds like an exaggeration to me. However,
No. This is literal. All right, go ahead.
Once again, we voted for this. We want our border seals. It's sealed. But now we have to have the deportation process. I may or may not agree with it, but there's going to be a sledgehammer being used sometimes in this process in order to find the people that are here illegally. And unfortunately, the resistance, as he said in previous episodes, have gotten such a way that ICE, I guess they're going extra harder because they've been, met with such a response. Make sense?
Exaggeration's a lot.
Wait a minute. Why does that person that ICE has on the floor have a mask on, Leo? That's a good question.
Because of the tear gas.
On his mouth, okay. Not his face, in his eyes. That's fine.
This was a Halloween party. And if you look, this isn't immigrants. These are white people. You got some immigrants over there, but you got white people too.
I don't know.
Look at that guy. That guy is not an immigrant. Like, look what it's like. Yo, this is what's happening in America right now. A kid's Halloween party with, yes, white Americans and tear gas. Like, it was a Halloween party. This is not an isolated incident. And the argument from the resistance is, all we want is for ICE to reveal themselves when they're doing these things. Show us your faces if you're so confident that you're doing something right. And then let the law decide if you're doing something right. Put body cams on so we can see what you're doing. That's all we're requesting. Why would you be against that? Why is it okay for every other law enforcement to have to identify themselves, wear insignias that identify what agency they work for, and have to wear body cams so we can see what happened? Why is it ICE is being defended to not have to do these things?
It's a federal agency, and
If the
people.
FBI kicks your door in, what's the first thing they do? This is the FBI, right?
Okay.
If the CIA kicks your door in, what's the first thing they do? We have to ask.
Well, guess what? I'm a citizen. So how they handle a citizen as opposed to handle a non-citizen, I don't know. The
How do
point
you know if
is,
they're a citizen or not when you're tear gassing them? How do you know when you walk up into a party for high school kids and throw tear gas who's a citizen and who's not?
well, again, I don't have any law enforcement experience on that level. Security,
How
yes.
about the
Okay.
hundreds of innocent civilians that have been taken into custody? How about them?
Well, again, this is a federal agency doing deportations, dealing with non-Americans that have been doxxed and put their information out there and gotten recourse. So maybe this policy is for their safety because it's been done before that they go after these guys when they deport certain people that's connected to other people. Make sense?
What policy? No, it doesn't. I don't understand what you said. What policy are you saying makes sense?
For them to have to wear masks because now in the digital age of social,
They started off wearing masks.
hold it.
And he was like, no, they're not wearing masks. I don't believe it. I don't see it. It's not in the news. Remember?
Well, the point is this: during the age of social media and mass information on the information superhighway internet, remember that? They're trying to protect these federal agencies and their privacy from getting recourse by the evil resistance that likes to, go after
So
their
name
home.
one incident where the resistance has done anything near what Donald Trump's MAGA did on January 6th. Name one incident.
Charlie Kirk.
But Charlie Kirk wasn't proven that a Democrat did it. As a matter of fact, he came from a Republican household. Name one incident that the resistance did something. Matter of fact, the resistance denounced. We denounced
Teslas on mass scale. Elon Musk. They were burning Teslas and attacking Tesla auto dealerships. Yes, there you go. Remember Tesla? When they burned Teslas? Hopefully those two answers.
I can't argue that one. Can't argue that one. But that wasn't kids at a Halloween party. That wasn't black people standing in front of the White House having a peaceful protest. Oh, I'm sorry. Why did that connect? Oh yeah, right. That's everybody being tear gassed. Innocent people. I do believe Trump said, "Can't we just start shooting the innocent protesters? He'd shoot them in the leg." Is that correct? Is that what Trump said?
I don't recall.
Oh, I see. So what do you recall?
Well, again, this is mass deportation. The implementation you may disagree with because it's like a blunt instrument. But yes, these people and what they're doing to our infrastructure, the American people voted in November on a massive scale to say, hey, we agree with that. We need to close the border. Now, what happens to the build the wall chance that we had in 2016? I don't know, but still, here we are. So the internet can grasp it on one little clip like that and make it go viral for a few days, but that's about it. Other than that, people have fatigue.
The Washington Post. That seems like people that support Donald Trump. Pete Hegseth seems open to ordering soldiers to shoot. What is that? Was gearing up his efforts to retain power despite his loss. This is the Washington Post. Oh my God. Oh, wow, that's the Washington Post. So you're going to argue with the Washington Post? I mean, because there was NPR, CBS, Axios, CNN. I just decided to show the Washington Post because that's the one you can't argue.
Those mainstream platforms that you're using, losing millions of viewers, literally.
The Washington Post, you're going against the Washington Post too? It just happens to be all of them said it. Trump did not deny it. Oh, wow, so I need to show the video. Right. What am I doing?
Even Trump denies it still. These people,
he didn't deny it. He said it. You can deny that Donald Trump wants police to shoot innocent people, but Donald Trump doesn't deny it. Donald Trump is all for it. They're all for, like, if ICE agents unmasked, the theory is they wouldn't feel as protected. They would feel that maybe if some of the heinous things they're doing, they tear gassed a street just because they were mad about being stuck in traffic. Like, that happened. Like, this Operation Blitz that Trump is performing is literally sending in troops into American cities, terrorizing citizens. Operation Blitz. What is it? It's not. What is it? Operation Blitz is. There's more to it. Do you happen to know the term? You're a Trump person. Blitz, Midway Blitz. There we go. Operation Midway Blitz appears to be Trump sending American troops armed to the tooth into American cities, terrorizing the citizens, tear gassing children, tear gassing crowds because they look like being stuck in traffic, running up in schools, churches, tear gassing priests, tear gassing priests and children. This is where we're at right now. This is where we're at. I believe that if there were body cams, that if their masks weren't on, that priests and children wouldn't be tear gassed. Do you disagree?
I don't know. That's the answer I'm going to give you because this is the mass deportation of people in this country. And it's, you made a screw.
Children and priests.
No.
Children and priests.
The thing is, if the priest is illegal, if the child is illegal.
They weren't.
Well, then.
We don't know about the children because they were randomly tear gassed and taken out of a children's Halloween party. So we don't know who was legal and illegal there. We know that some of them white people probably weren't illegal because white people got attacked too. Black people, I didn't see any of us there.
That's racist.
Well, I'll be racist on this and say I didn't see any black people there. So I'm not even up in arms because it was black people. I'm up in arms because it was children. You've never experienced tear gas. But let me tell you, in order to go into the military, right? When you're in boot camp, you have to go into something called a gas chamber. And everybody's standing there with gas masks on in a line in formation. When you're called, you have to go speak to the person at the door who's generally some kind of commander of some sort. Like for me, it was a petty officer. For the Army, it would be a sergeant. And you have to give your name, rank, and social security number. And then you're allowed to leave. The reason you have to do this is because while you're doing it, you have to inhale the tear gas. And an explosion comes from everywhere. Everything comes out. Tear gas is a horrific thing. To do this to children is insane. Why would you pepper spray a priest? He wasn't doing anything. You didn't like what he was saying. He was not doing anything. How do you defend pepper spraying a priest? Like, wow. How do you defend that? How do you say that, well, maybe if the mask was off, then they wouldn't be so emboldened to break the law because they would know there might be, here's the word, you ready? Consequences. Right now, they're moving with impunity. There are no consequences. If the masks were off, if there were body cams, they would have to worry about consequences. You don't feel that that's something that they should have to worry about? You think they should be able to move with impunity?
No. The process for this looks like the children and the priests have a lawsuit now. But again, this is something that the American people voted for.
Nobody voted for priests and children to be tear gassed.
Well, that's true.
Nobody voted for that. Did you vote for that?
No. But
you voted for MAGA. You voted for a lot of things. Did you vote for children and priests to be tear gassed? No. So nobody voted for that. Well, then some people voted for that. Some people did vote for that. You know who voted for that? The people behind the mask voted for that.
Oh, God.
That's what if they're doing it, it's because they want to do it. If they want to do it, it's what they voted for. This is not difficult to understand. They voted for it because this is what they wanted. This is what they wanted. And they're getting what they want. They're happy about it. They're cheering for it. Fox News is raging about it like, this is wonderful, like, or should be excused. As MAGA, even you don't seem to like what you're saying. Yes. But you say people voted for it.
That's one incident that you're going to put on loop forever. But good luck.
It's not one incident. It's not one incident. It's not one incident. It's an incident in a stream of reoccurring incidents that are happening under Midway Blitz in Chicago, where troops were deployed and harassing citizens. I can play numerous clips where people are being drug out of their cars by masked men with assault rifles. It really looked like a video game. It's crazy. Multiple times. This isn't an isolated incident. This is how they move. And even if it was an isolated incident, let's go with the other extreme. Let's say this is an isolated incident. Well, then we need to have these very same people fall under the same restrictions that any other law enforcement agency. The FBI is not afraid to show their face. If you're really working and you're legal and you're doing right, the American people will support you. I would support you if you're moving legally. But the way y'all are moving is not legal. That's why you want to hide your face. You want to hide your face so you can get away with it. Let's go a little deeper. Now it's time. So Donald Trump's friend of Epstein persuasion, because these guys were under Epstein. Yes, he was one of Epstein's friends. Donated $130 million to pay the military. Let's look a little deeper into that. What does that mean to you?
What does it mean to me? It means that, once again, there's certain partnerships and philanthropic contributions to certain government needs to pick up the slack. Right now, the government shut down, but the military is a service that is needed. So one of the many American here that wants to be taxed has put up in front of the money for the military.
Well, let me explain to you what it means.
Salaries, rather.
Let me explain to you what it means. It means that the public is no longer in control of the military. It means that a private citizen is funding the military. That is called privatization. That means the United States military is now privatized because if the public is paying your salary, you're a government employee. If a private person is paying your salary, then you're a private organization because you're getting paid from a private person. That person controls your salary. If Trump's private people are controlling the salary, Trump is making the decisions, then they're now working for him privately, not for the government, period. He now has a private army at his disposal that he pays salary, not our tax dollars. They're his private army now.
That's not true. Wait, go ahead.
What's not true? That he's paying them privately and that makes them private? So, okay, boom. Watch this. Please. So if somebody's paying you, right? Are they your boss? You work for them, right? If they didn't paying you, you work for them, right?
No, that's not what's happening here, Leo. You're trying to
I'm not trying nothing. You didn't answer the question. If somebody's paying you, your employment's under them, right?
That's not the scenario, Leo.
What is the scenario?
The scenario is the United States military is owed a paycheck. Him as a philanthropist.
Who's paying him?
The federal government pays the military. The federal government.
They're not paying them right now.
Right. The federal government cannot pay.
So who's paying them?
The federal government cannot pay the military right now. So there was a philanthropic donation to pay the military, and that's it.
So the person paying them was a private citizen?
I guess so.
So then they're being paid by a private citizen. That person is now their boss. They're the ones making. That is the person that is paying them. That is the person that is paying them. It's a private citizen under Donald Trump, which means now
Donald Trump is their boss. How about that? Donald Trump can't pay him, so he got somebody else to pay him, but he's still the boss.
Oh, Donald Trump can absolutely pay them. The reason that this guy gave up the money is because he's trying not to get exposed with the Epstein files. But there's already a law. He came up with this donation 2 days after one of the poor survivors filed a lawsuit against him. 2 days after he got a lawsuit against him. That's when he made the donation. So don't want to connect it to Epstein, connected to Epstein. He gets sued by a survivor 2 days later. He's trying to pay the military. I mean, there's a lot of things going on here. What was his name? Timothy Mellon. Timothy Mellon, who used to be a bank owner, or those families started a bank in New York, was sued.
Are you sharing a screen? Is that what you did?
No, I'm not,
Okay.
because was sued by a survivor, and soon after that lawsuit, 2 days after, he put up money for the military because maybe to help the shutdown not end, because they don't want the Epstein files. I don't know. They don't want the Epstein files exposed. They don't want Agrelita Gahava to be able to get in because the shutdown ends and the files to be exposed. That's a possibility. Who knows the nefarious plot twists that are occurring under the Trump administration. Anyway, if you're liking the content, like, share, subscribe. There's a members only section where you get exclusive content and you get to content before anybody else. Dion, any closing statements for these egregious acts?
Yeah. They're very exaggerated. And so that's why we are the media, and so are you. So take this and run with it.
You've seen the reports, you've seen the video. Join the resistance. This is Leo and Dion signing out.